Hi there, my name's Joanna Joy and I would like to introduce you to the first of this video series of Spotlight on Soul Retrieval. So I decided to make this little video series on soul retrieval, really taking a closer look at soul retrieval and the myriad of uses that we can use soul retrieval for. I wanted to kind of focus in on different areas, different symptoms, different situations where soul retrieval can be really useful. So this is episode 1 and I would like to introduce as the first focus being post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. So post-traumatic stress disorder is a symptom of trauma, and whenever we have traumatic experiences, which can be caused by a whole range of different things, we can experience the after effects of trauma, which come up as post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, PTSD has a range of different symptoms affecting us both in our waking and sleeping life. So, for example, some of these symptoms are anxiety, stress, problems with sleeping, unexplainable mood swings, excuse me, rage, irritability, extreme fluctuations in both mood and mental state. And sorry, I've got a bit of a cough in my throat. And it can definitely affect our mood on a long-term basis. So chronic depression, chronic anxiety, chronic fluctuations in mood, what's the word I'm looking for? An inability to predict reactions to things. So unexpected reactions, overreactions. And PTSD can also definitely show up in our dream state as well. And so nightmares, flashbacks, dreams going back to the incident that first caused the stress, the trauma. And we can get these kind of things in our waking life as well. So flashbacks and things that trigger our symptoms. So all sorts of different things can trigger the PTSD symptoms, from witnessing scenes that may have reminded us of the trauma that we experienced. And you might see these in real life, you might see those on television, you might experience this from people saying certain things or behaving in certain ways, or even just the way that somebody looks, or certain behaviour traits or characteristics of people that remind you of somebody that may have been involved in your trauma. So these are a lot of the ways that we can be triggered into experiencing PTSD symptoms. And I speak from personal experience with this, because back in my early 20s I went through extreme chronic PTSD from domestic violence and sexual abuse. So I know what I'm talking about here, and I had horrific nightmares for years. I was incredibly anxious for years, walking on eggshells all the time, scared, petrified, going out. If somebody tapped me on the shoulder, I'd be on the ceiling. So I know post-traumatic stress disorder really well, and my own journey of healing has helped me to clear that. That's just a little nugget of personal life experience, really. So I know what I'm talking about with this. I have direct personal experience. So the next issue is where does soul retrieval come into this? Where does shamanic healing work come into this? And what I would say is that soul retrieval is such a very powerful process for helping us to alleviate and eliminate the symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. From a shamanic perspective, from a shamanic healing perspective, when we experience trauma, it's very common for something to happen energetically to us. And that is that a part of our soul energy, our personal vital essence, can fragment and leave. We call this soul loss. So it's not your whole soul leaving. A little piece of it breaks off and it can go. And the reason for this is that on a soul level, our core self cannot deal with the situation that we find ourselves in. Either it's too frightening, it's too scary, it's too painful, or it's dishonouring to our soul in some way. Our soul says, hang on a minute, I don't want to be in this place. This situation is making me miserable, sad, depressed. It's damaging me. And so soul parts can leave. Now, soul parts can leave voluntarily because they choose to. Soul parts can leave because of a sudden shock. They basically kind of just get pinged out, like in a situation of maybe having an accident, like a car accident or something like that. And soul parts can also be taken by other people. So we refer to this as soul theft. We can also give pieces of our soul to others if we find ourselves in a situation which is extremely stressful, extremely traumatic, and where we fear for our safety, we can give a part of ourselves to somebody else who we think can keep it safe for us. So these are a few of the ways that we can lose soul parts through trauma. When we experience post-traumatic stress disorder, these symptoms that we are experiencing, that are often triggered by certain things, by memories or flashbacks, or experiencing that type of situation again, or witnessing that type of situation again. When we are triggered, while that experience is horrible to go through because it re-traumatizes us, it forces us to live through the trauma again, what's actually happening here is our own soul is waving a red flag and saying, look at this, this is the type of situation where you lost a part of yourself. It's trying to give you directions, really. It's trying to show you where your lost soul part is, okay? So whilst being triggered is really a horrible experience, in many ways it's a gift. And you may not see it like that at this point in time, but really, honestly and truly, it's a gift. And when I see clients in my healing practice who come with PTSD and experience anxiety, depression, flashbacks, whatever it might be, whatever their personal PTSD symptoms are, I will always ask them, what triggers it? What's the thing that sets you off? Because that for me is gold information. It's a signpost. It's really helpful because then I know exactly where to look for the soul parts that person has lost. So post-traumatic stress disorder is a way of your own core self trying to let you know where you've lost parts of yourself. So next time you find yourself triggered, re-traumatized, ask yourself, where did I lose that part of myself? Okay? Because you'll get an answer. You will know. You will know. It may be that you know the situation where that part left. It may be you know the person who took it. It may be that both of those things have happened. Sometimes in traumatic situations where there are people involved in our trauma, both a person can take a piece of us and pieces can leave of their own volition. So when we do soul retrieval to go and find those pieces of soul that have either left or have been taken, and when we bring them back, this is when PTSD symptoms start to wane and settle and eventually disappear. And sometimes it takes a few rounds of soul retrieval because there may be many parts that have been lost. There may be many pieces that have gone. And especially people who have had very traumatic lives, if you have been unfortunate enough to live through many traumas, It may well be that multiple traumas are causing your post-traumatic stress disorder. It may be that there is a combinational effect going on of many different traumas, causing those symptoms. And in this situation, you need to do a lot of soul retrieval work, lots of rounds to address all the different areas of your life where you have been traumatized. So this is just really a little nugget of information for you. It's a focus on how soul retrieval can help post-traumatic stress disorder. And I will be looking through this video series at different types of situations, different real life symptoms where soul retrieval can help people. So I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And if you'd like to come and join the Facebook group, there's a free Facebook group if you want to learn more about shamanic healing, more about soul medicine, then you can come and join the Facebook group, which is called Shamanic Soul Medicine. Come and join us there. And if you want to, if this has really struck a chord with you, if what I've been talking about resonates with you, then you might want to check out my masterclass on soul retrieval, which is available on my website, which is www.joannajoy.love. You can also purchase my soul retrieval course, the online course, which will give you all of the information and tools and practices and guided drum journeys, shamanic drum journeys, to actually get those pieces of soul back. I would thoroughly recommend it. The course is gold. If you are intrigued by this work and want to follow through on it, go and do the course. It's £37. Really, it's not a lot for what is such a valuable resource. And if you want to check out any other videos of mine, you can go to my YouTube channel, which again is Joanna Joy on YouTube. There's another Joanna Joy on YouTube, and she's a Texan singer, so it's not that Joanna Joy. Put into the search bar Joanna Joy Shamanic Healing and I will come up, and there's lots of videos on there on a range of different issues and subjects. So I look forward to meeting you in whichever realm you choose to engage with me again, if you want to do that. And thanks for listening. All right, bye-bye.